The New England Cannabis Convention is coming to Providence. It's New England's largest medical marijuana industry showcase. Saturday and Sunday, May 16th and 17th at Rhode Island Convention Center. Tickets are just $25 and can be purchased online at cannaticket.com.
From Monday to Tuesday, you don't have any fun. From Wednesday to Thursday, just gonna out for a run. Friday and Saturday, you're always getting drunk. And Sunday, you stay at home and never go to church.
The school of rock star, let's look and roll, roots crazy and roll wild. You think you're gonna make a wish tonight? You're gonna start a bid, make it go multi-million platinum too. And you're rolling to the Hollywood hills with all the big stars, bright lights and the new cars. You wanna step up and be the man. Strap on your big boy boots, the day's tonight. 'Cause you only get one shot. You got a fun life on the road, night after night as you live as a freak show. You wanna live the American dream until you fall into the trap. And your dream is just a memory. Consume yourself by the body and the drugs till you want washed up. You ain't got nothing then. You wanna step up and be the man. Strap on your big boy boots and dance tonight. 'Cause you only get one shot. Have you ever seen the light of everything you wanted? Can you keep it shining bright through all the shit you've done? Have you ever seen the light of everything you wanted? Can you keep it shining bright through all the shit you've done? Step up your game, punk.
Hey, what's happening, Night Outers? Welcome into the MyNightOut Radio show on rifreeradio.org. This is George with Ed and special guest Jim Nellis, Rhode Island's favorite foodie, will be joining us today on the show. You just heard Devil's Feedback, The Light.
Yeah, Devil's Feedback, Justin Sane, lead tonsils, or backup screaming, I forget which. But yeah, excellent band. By the way, the Ed that he mentioned, I am DJ Psycho Eddie. It's been a while. I haven't been here in almost a month now. I've been on assignment. I did a little vacationing with a cruise line. I'm not going to mention because they're not paying me to. But I do have to say, the cruise line that I did go on, everything I did revolved around thinking how I would write it up or thinking how I would do it. But it isn't local. But I still got to tell you about it. Food was amazing. If you ever get a chance to go on a cruise, they have the unlimited drink package. If you're someone like myself, I broke even somewhere after breakfast. Definitely well worth it. In fact, a band that is coming up in a couple of weeks, Draw the Line, is coming here to Manchester 65 a couple of weeks from now, was actually playing on the boat. So I got to catch them, and now in a couple more weeks, I'm going to be at Manchester seeing them again.
That's great.
So, but that being said, what did you do while I was gone?
Well, it's been a long 3 weeks without you here in our presence, Ed, I have to admit. But I'm going to thank Davey Moore for sitting in for you one night.
Yes, Davey. Thank you very much. I think I owe you one more shot of Jameson.
There you go. So what did we do? Well, Nancy and I like to get out and about, and some of the places we have discovered have been through Rhode Island Food Fights and Jim Nellis, as he shines a light on all these independently owned small businesses that are spread out throughout our state that, normally Rhode Islanders won't venture off their block for dinner. And but through Rhode Island Food Fights, we've come across some amazing places. And we try to get out every week, as you know. Some people think Nancy and I eat out 5 nights a week, and some weeks we do.
It's not true. It's 7.
Yeah. But we've been to a number of food places in terms of entertainment. We went to Dusk, which we frequent quite a bit, and we saw the Quins there.
Yep.
Well, Rob Duguay's Top 5 Fiend put on an event where the Quins headlined, and we just made that show after going to Simon's for a Rambuticon show that featured the Bad Rabbits. Now, the Bad Rabbits have been on Jimmy Kimmel, and I've never seen a venue packed like I saw Simon's that night. I think we were able to jam 400 people in the main area. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then, a couple shows this past week we went to. We were at the Met Friday night, and we saw the new Satellites Fall.
Yep.
The original members, Mark Sharon and Davey Moore, surrounded themselves now with a few other unbelievable musicians. And now there's some other elements with like the violin and an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, that would Nolan Driscoll. Correct?
Nolan Driscoll, I think, is our modern day just genius with his music composition and his playing, and just amazing,
every
amazing
time
stuff.
I see him, it never ceases to amaze me at how well he can play, and just by listening it, he's going to tell everyone else, all right, this is what I'm going to try here because I think it's going to sound good, and it always sounds amazing.
The layering was just well done. I mean, it was just a fantastic night of New Satellites Fall. And they opened up for The Relationship, which was some guys from Weezer. It was a national touring act. So that was at the Met. Last night was over the top. I mean, we went
blur.
to shout out to my guys, Eric Benoit,
Eric,
Ben,
yep,
Andy. Things got a little fuzzy last night. And,
a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Just a little. But it was a great time, and it was a benefit show.
Yep.
Sweet Release were there, Adapter.
Wolfman Chuck was there.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Wolfman Chuck?
I have never seen
He is
Put it on your bucket list.
enchanting.
Yeah.
He is enchanting. The only way I can describe it is beautiful ukulele music and lyrics that probably should not go with beautiful ukulele music, but it all seems to fit very well, and I was thoroughly amused and entertained as he was performing.
That's great.
There's only 2 guys on stage. He had someone else on stage with him, I believe.
Yes. I don't know who it is. I apologize if you're listening, but I didn't catch the name because I was laughing too hard.
what was great about last night, all those bands were from the Attleboro, North Attleboro area. So in my mind all night, I kept thinking, why are school districts thinking about cutting music programs? Right. We've had a number of guests that come in here. One of the things they talk about is they started playing music in high school. Right. And all these bands last night were from those two schools, and they were friends, all from the same class. And it's amazing that, you have that much talent in such a concentrated area. And, I mean, the musicianship from Pels, who ended the night, amazing. Sweet Release, who I think is just going to take over our scene very soon if they haven't already. These guys are a lot of fun to watch. It's like seeing old Rolling Stones back in the 60s. Cool. Yeah, a lot of fun. So, just a great weekend, normal stuff, eat and be entertained.
I met you there, but beforehand I had also gone to the Metal Ball.
You were there?
I was there. If I didn't wash my hands a couple of times, you'd probably still see the sticker stamp on my hand. Justin Sane. I get someone else's name stuck in my head right now. Matt Ribeiro. They put on an excellent show. They actually had a dungeon in that back corner at the ballroom.
Nice.
It was definitely a sight to be seen. The girls that were walking around, the dominatrix, they had definitely had a look about them. Definitely get your attention quickly. Right. The bands that played, Hemlock was there. Gomorrah, I hung with those guys for a little while. Every band that went on was excellent. Excellent. You can't say enough about it.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about bands, you're only thinking guitar, bass, drum. But like Hemlock, they have a violin. Right?
They actually had a theremin. Really? You know what a theremin is?
No.
You know the sound from the Star Trek? That was done on a theremin. I don't know how it works.
Is that where you move your hands around?
You move your hands around the antenna, and you got a loop on the side.
The wave.
The theory behind it escapes me, and if you could say I play the theremin, sure, more power to you, because I couldn't even understand how to set this thing up, and I'm pretty good with this stuff.
I take theremin when I have the flu. Is that the same thing?
Pretty close. Okay. But that's enough about the shows. What have you eaten?
What haven't you eaten?
Yeah, what haven't I eaten? The problem, well, it shouldn't be a problem, but what we find ourselves doing now is Nancy and I, probably around 12:30 every night now, especially after being out, we look at each other and it's their signal like pancakes. So somewhere, if we can find a place open at 2 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning, we're there. Like there's a small diner in Cranston, Harriet's Kitchen on Atwood Avenue that's opened. I think they open at 11:30 at night. So we find ourselves ending our evening there, with a stack of pancakes and some stuff.
Last night, I got to say, I was a little remiss. I had my mind set on Harry's Burger Bar. A bar and grill, or whatever you want to call it, Harry's. Mm-hmm. I was going to Harry's. I got to Harry's. Walked in, sat at the bar, ordered a beer. Kitchen closed before I got there. So it's not their fault. I was late, so I paid my tab, and I ended up over at Poco Loco.
Oh, nice.
Over in the parking lot of the Scurvy Dog.
Oh, Scurvy Dog, okay.
You can't say enough about their burritos, their tacos, but that was my night. Nice. Pretty much.
Well, that's the great thing about our state, I think, is you can find something to eat at any time during the day, and it's just not, it's 2 o'clock. These people will eat my leftovers from 6 o'clock dinner. I mean, you can expect to get a quality, fresh, anything.
Well, that goes hand in hand with what we've been preaching right along, which is hospitality is Rhode Island's forte.
No doubt.
Yeah. And that's why we're so happy to have Jim Nellison with us today, who's going to talk about all the events that he's been putting on through our state. And he has a big event going on through the month of May. He's got a couple other awesome events throughout the summer. And like I said earlier, if it wasn't for the Rhode Island food fights, there are at least 20 businesses that Nancy and I never, ever would have ventured out to try.
Yeah. Not only are they good, but they've turned into our favorites.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I tell you every time we speak, Hudson Street Deli
Yep.
is something that's way off the beaten path.